Stellar again, and the opening frame is the whole life of the pair, drawn as a river as wide as each week's own range. 428 closed weeks are on screen, measured from zero, and the ribbon swells where a week traveled a long way, and thins where it barely moved. The widest bulges are the weeks that ranged more than 40% above their own low. 48 weeks have done that, better than 1 in 10, so a wide bar here is the regime this pair trades in, and not a bad print. The farthest the ribbon ever reached is almost 5 times the current tape, which leaves price 79.6% under the record, and yet 57.7% of those weeks closed lower than it sits now. A whole life says nothing about one single week, so the last 52 turns of that river light up, and the lit section opens out into the chart underneath it. Now, one bar is one session, and there are 364 closed ones, the last full year, with the running session drawn apart because it has not closed yet. The ceiling and the floor of that year are both marked, and both carry a warning. Neither is a close. The session that made the high finished 10% under it, and the session that made the low finished 20% above it. 2 wicks. Between that floor and that ceiling, price sits 7.9% up the height, close to the bottom. 19% of the year's sessions closed lower than this, which leaves 4/5 of the year overhead. The last 42 sessions of that year hold the entire hourly file, just 17% of the year's height, and they open out now into the working chart. Prices are said in cents here. 1626 is the last closed hour, and every figure comes from closed candles. The day is under 0.5%. The strength index reads 58. Start with the level this channel retired, 1688. 166 closed hours have gone by since the last high that reached it, 6 days and 22 hours, and not one has come near. The closest was a single tick in the very first hour. The last update on this pair counted 134 of those hours. 32 more have printed since, and the best high among them stopped 55 ticks short. That same update quoted a last price of 1627. The hour it read was still forming, and when it finished, it closed 3 ticks lower than that. That level mattered for another reason. The last video counted 54 closes above it against 7 under. Of the 31 since, 1 finished above, 1 landed on it, and 29 finished under. Then came the low. 1588 is the deepest print in this whole window and the lowest in 75 closed sessions, and the hour that made it closed 4 ticks off its own floor rather than sitting on it. 7 closed hours later the tape closed at 1626, 1 single tick under 1627, and 1 tick above the best close that session made before the low. Underneath the chart runs a second line that price alone cannot draw. For every hour it asks one question: where inside its own calendar day, floor to ceiling, did that hour close? Across the 40 complete days, the answer averages 48, near the middle. The 34 days before the drought averaged 48. The 6 inside it averaged 50. The ceiling went quiet. The rhythm underneath it did not move. The running day reads differently. Its last hour sits at 95, above the final hour of every complete day here. And that day is not closed. Educational analysis, not advice. If the chart did the talking today, subscribe for the follow-up, hit the like button, and share this update with a friend.